Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be a comparison video between two touchscreen chargers that are on the market. The first one is going to be on the left, the Team Orion Advantage Touch Charger, and of course on the right, the Hitec X1 Touch. Now both of these chargers have the capability of charging multiple chemistries. They are both AC/DC powered chargers, and they both include the cool feature, which is the touch screen. So I'm going to be doing a complete kind of somewhat review and also a comparison between the two chargers. Now I happen to have the Team Orion Advanced version, which includes a 100-watt power supply built in, but throughout the video I am going to be comparing the non-advanced one, just the 50-watt Team Orion Advantage Touch, just to be fair to the Hitec, which includes a 55-watt power supply that's built in. So throughout the video we're going to be comparing just the 50-watt versus the 55-watt, of course, throughout the video. So the first part here, we're going to see what actually comes in the box from each one, just so you know what you get and what to expect from each of the chargers. So the Team Orion one right here, of course, you are going to get the charger, which is this guy right here. You are going to get owner's manual and also a quick setup guide to get yourself going. You are going to include a power supply cord for your AC, a balance board, which includes all of your multi 1 to 6S for lipos. And then you also get a whole array of different charge leads, including my favorite, of course, the Deans. You also get Traxxas, you get an EC3, you get all sorts of ones for both nitro and electric. So not bad, you get a whole slew of them. You also get a USB mini to a standard USB for updating your firmware software on the actual charger. Not too bad. So let's put this off to the side. Let's take a look at what we get with the Hitec version. So the Hitec version, of course, we get the charger right here. Nice touchscreen. We get an owner's manual that has all of the applicable information in it. We also get the AC cord. Nice. Almost the same as the Team Orion there. You get a DC out, so you can hook this up to an external power supply, or if you do have the alligator clips, you can hook it up to a car battery. You get a very nice balance board, which is also very similar to the Team Orion, but it has the Hitec badging, a little bit bigger than the Team Orion one, has a nice edge on it as well. And then lastly, you get one charge lead, which is a Dean's connector. So no additional ones. And you know, the controversy on what charge lead to use is based on what you use in your shop. So I primarily use Dean's, and that happens to work for me. So there we go. So let's go ahead and get into each one of these, and I'll go kind of step by step how they look and how they compare. Alright, so now we're going to actually just kind of compare the two units. Well, definitely the Hitec has a smaller footprint than the Team Orion, so if that's of concern, definitely take that into your consideration. Now we're going to go kind of item by item here and kind of check you know, some real world sizes and you know what's kind of included on the sizes of everything. Now the Hitec is claiming a 3.2-inch color touchscreen, and that of course is the diagonal, and it definitely looks like a 3.2. The Orion is considerably smaller at right about 3 inches, so you're looking at just slightly smaller, but in comparison to the two, the Hitec looks a lot larger, so definitely a little bit more screen real estate than the Orion. So if that's a factor, take that into consideration. Now we're going to go on the sides right here and see exactly what's included on the sides. So right here you do have your two charge leads on this side as well. The Hitec actually includes a lot more stuff on this one side. So you have your DC input, your balance socket, your PC link, and also a temperature link. This one right here, you just have your outputs and your balance. On the front side, they both have their air intakes, is kind of what I call it right there. And on this side, the Orion kind of spreads everything else out. So you do have your AC in, your DC in, your temperature, and your PC link. This one just has your AC input right there. They both are capable of both 100 to 240 watt, or I'm sorry, 240 volt conversion. So depending on what plug you have, you won't need any kind of adapter or anything, or transformer to use this maybe overseas or wherever you may happen to be while you're racing. And then on the backside here, you do get two fans, both on the Orion and the Hitec. So very, very similar when it comes to the design of these and how they function. Let me get these things plugged in and we'll take a look at the screens. All right, so I went ahead and I moved the camera angle around just so you guys can actually see the screens a little bit better from your vantage point. Now, one thing I do want to point out on the Hitec charger, a pretty cool feature is it does have these little kick-up stands right here. So when you're at the track or wherever you're at, you can kind of prop it up to where you can actually see the screen a little bit better from your vantage point, because typically you're going to be back here working on your cars and you want to be able to see your stand. Now the Orion, I actually just have a little voltage detector back there that is kind of propping it up so you guys can see it better. I see lots of different things at the track where people will prop their chargers up just so that they can see them better, and it's nice that the Hitec one actually includes those little stands. So right off, we're seeing the main menus on both of the chargers, and you can definitely notice that the Hitec one is a little bit more colorful, and also it's just a bigger screen. So right there, we're getting some good feedback. Now, the other thing on as far as differences, compatibility as far as what type of batteries you can charge, they're almost identical, and they're definitely going to do your LiPo batteries, your Life, your lithium ion, your nickel metal hydride, your NiCad, and your lead batteries. So if you're charging any of those, both charger will fit your needs. Now, as far as functions, both of them will do charging, discharging, storage. They will also balance charge, of course, and they will also do a fast charge. Now, one thing that I noticed differently on the Hitec is there's actually a little voltage meter on it. So you can just plug a battery in, check the voltage of it without actually having to charge or go into any of those functions. So very nice feature on the Hitec. As far as capabilities, of course, like I said, this is a 100-watt charger, this is a 55-watt charger, but in comparison, when you're comparing the lower version of the Orion, the 50-watt, they're almost identical. So in that aspect, very, very similar. So once we get into some of the extra items, we're going to go in here in the Orion. You have different settings and whatnot that you can do as far as discharge, end voltage, all sorts of different things that you can put on. You can turn balancing on and off, and so on and so forth. So let's go into settings right here on the Hitec. You're going to have your system settings, charge parameters, safety protection as far as temps and everything. I keep kind of skipping past here, and system settings again. System settings, really cool feature on both of the chargers is you're actually able to change the color of the screen, which is pretty cool in most everyone's case. So pretty cool feature that you can kind of customize it to your liking. It brings that touch screen home to where you can see all the differences from just a regular charger out there. So now, one thing I do want to point out between the Hitec and the Orion, the Orion, anytime you want to charge a battery, you have to basically go in and set, 2-cell, what your MAH is, and what function you want to do. On the Hitec, you actually do have a preset button where you have 5 different presetted batteries, and you can just go straight to that one where you have what chemistry it is, 6S, down to 1 or 2S, I should say, and then the mAh of the battery. So that's pretty cool that you can have those already preset and just go straight to it. So it saves you a little bit of time there. So let me go ahead and get some batteries hooked up to this thing so you guys can see how they operate and some of the other features as far as graphs and things like that. All right, so I went ahead and I hooked up a couple of MaxAmps batteries to both of these chargers, and both 6500 mAh, and they're both 2S LiPos, so I've got all that kind of set into the chargers, and want to go ahead and show you kind of how they start up. So I've got everything set. I have right here balance charge on the Hitec. I'm going to go ahead and just tap the start button on the Hitec. Kind of get an OK signal, and you have silence. So right there you can see the voltage right there, 7.97. You have a temperature rating, 41C. I can probably change that to Fahrenheit if I want. Current amps, time that it's been charging, and then also the capacity, how many mAhs it's actually sending in there. So right here we're going to go to balance status. Right there you have both cells. One is sitting at 4.01, one at 3.99, so it's kind of balance charging as we speak. And go back here, we have a graph to where it's actually giving us a voltage curve as it's charging as well. So pretty cool features there on the Hitec. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn this one off. Back to the beginning, and we're going to take a look at this Orion now. So on the Orion, it's a little bit different. You have the I have balancing turned on the main menu, so anytime I hit charge, it's automatically going to balance. So even if you just hit balance, that just means you're going to balance the two cells, or however many cells you have on there, to a normal or a consistent balance for each of the cells. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and click on the charge. You have to hold it down till you get the sounds there, and instantly you can hear the fan kick on. Well, that is part of the Team Orion charger. The fan automatically goes on to keep it at a constant temperature. Now the Hitec, the fan will kick on if it needs it, or if it feels that the temperature is getting a little bit too high. Now on the Team Orion, we do have a balancing status right here, very similar to the design of the Hitec. You have each cell listed there, 4.03, 4.04 right now, and it's balancing them as it's charging. Kind of go back, and it gives you all the stats of it. So for 8.13 volts, you have your peak temp, you have charge, how many mAhs you're adding to it, and the duration of the charge current as well. So going over to graph, once again, you do get that voltage curve. So this one's a little bit more step-like versus the Hitec. So pretty cool feature, and we'll head on back here. We're going to go ahead and stop this one now. So that kind of takes you through the two chargers. All right, now down to some brass tacks, so to speak. As far as some of the stats of these things, the Team Orion and the Hitec both come with a limited 1-year warranty for the chargers. Now, as far as where they're based to claim on those warranties, Team Orion's actually in the United States. They are managed by Horizon Hobby. So if you have an issue with any Team Orion product and you reside in the United States, you would contact Horizon Hobby, which is based in Illinois. Hitec, they are based in Southern California towards the San Diego area of Poway, and of course they take care of all of their own stuff. As far as pricing, as of the upload of this vehicle or of this video, the Hitec is going for $99. The Team Orion in the 50-watt version is going right around $150, and the 100-watt version, the one you see in front of you, is going for $200. So based on those two things, you can kind of weigh your decision between the two touchscreen chargers. Now keep in mind the Team Orion does come with lots of extra connections. and the Hitec gives you a few perks as far as the stands, the voltage check, and some of the presets you can do on the charger. So that's it. That is going to be my comparison between the Team Orion Advantage Touch charger and the Hitec X1 Touch. Both are great additions here at the RC Network. I appreciate both of these chargers, but wanted to get you guys some of the info. So if you happen to be in the market for a touchscreen charger, this video should hopefully help you guys decide a little bit easier. Well, that's it, guys. If you have any questions about these two chargers, please post it on down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.